Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a very exciting video for you. We're going to be reviewing a gun that got sent out to the channel. But before that, I want to give an update to the channel, update to you guys about the channel. I've taken some creative liberties as to how I'm going to be doing things from this point going forward as far as gun reviews go and anything of the sort. So traditionally what I've done is pretty much spoken to you guys one-on-one and given an after action report on anything that I've tested and given you my opinions on that. What I want to do from this point going forward is that I want to bring you guys along through the whole process. And so each part that I'm doing as far as testing goes, I want to bring you guys with me. So what that includes is, the initial shooting of the gun, the zeroing of the gun, a lot of the drills that we do, the testing of the reliability, all of those things, all those aspects. I want to record that and bring you guys with me instead of me just doing it all by myself and then telling you after the fact. So that's what you're going to see here, and that's what you're going to see for this gun going forward. But without further ado, I've got the Riley Defense AK-103. So before we get into it, I do want to give a disclaimer. Riley Defense sent this gun out to me. I did not pay for this money. There was no pay for this gun. There was no exchange of money, but I did receive this gun for review, so I do want to give that disclaimer. But with that being said, no punches were pulled. We gave it our best shot. So what I've got here is the Riley Defense AK-103. This is their iteration of the popular 7.62-100 series AK platform. Now, what I've decided to do for this video series, this is actually going to be a multi-part series that I'm doing that is going to be comprised of 3 parts. So the part that you're watching right now is part number 1. That is going to be the initial shooting and, experimenting with the gun in its base configuration. There are no optics, no lights, no accessories on this gun, and that is done with the intention of showing the shootability and usability of this gun right out of the box. The follow-on videos will be part 2 and 3. Those will be the additions of optics, lights, etc. And then part 3 will be, night vision, Gucci the gun out, and show you what this can be in its fullest form. But for part number 1, what we're going to do today and for this weekend with putting as much ammo through this gun as possible, first off, we want to see, can this gun run? How long is it going to run? Do we see any concerning wear and tear as far as the internals go? What does that look like? 2, we're going to get the gun zeroed. Again, we're using iron sights, so we're going to get that zeroed. We're going to take it out to probably about 100 yards and do some practical shooting on still and on some some torso-sized targets. Once we do that, we're going to test out some magazines. So this ships with a Pro Mag magazine, but I've got an assortment of magazines that I want to put through this gun just to show what this gun is compatible with, because I know that's a lot of what you guys are concerned about. Moving on from there, again, we're going to get the round count as high as possible. We are going to test the reliability of this gun in the sense that I want to completely dog this rifle out. I've got a certain spot that I want to take it to. I want to drop this in the mud, water, get it all slimy and nasty, leave it there for a while, pull it out and give you some rounds and see, how does this gun perform when it's built up with carbon, when it's full of mud, full of water, and not in the greatest condition. Moving on from there, we're going to do, again, just some practical shooting. We'll do a little bit of carbine drills, some CQC type shooting. But essentially what we're getting at is we want to take this gun in its base configuration, take it through the gamut for the first part of this video series, and just see how it performs. At the end of the day, what you guys need to know is this gun worth buying? Is it going to perform like it's advertised? Is it going to break down? What are the concerns? And yeah, that's what we're getting at. So moving on from there, this is the AK-103. This is Riley Defense's iteration of that, a very popular platform. It's one of my favorite AK platforms. It is chambered in 7.62x39. This is the 100 series AK, where they took some of the benefits of the AK-74 and put them into the 100 series AK lines. And those were made specifically for export from Russia in its earliest intentions. So what you've got is a 16-inch barrel. You've got the classic brake that works very well in my previous experiences. Use this on the AK-74, et cetera, et cetera. It does come with a cleaning rod. That is something that a lot of people ask questions about. So yes, it does have a cleaning rod. When I got this gun, I got it with polymer furniture, but I thought, personally, I like the wood furniture a lot better. So I had this sitting around. I did put this on the gun, but this did come with black polymer. Moving back from there, like I said, this has the Pro Mag 30-round magazine that it comes with. Riley Defense decided, again, some creative liberties here. They went with an enhanced safety lever here that serves 2 additional functions to just the safety. So one, you've got this this finger tab here that makes for interacting with the safety a little bit easier. And 2, what they have here is a bolt catch. All it does is hold back the bolt so that when you do the reload, once you put your new magazine in, you can just send the bolt home without having to actuate the lever. So that's a really nice upgrade. They've also gone with a non-traditional AK grip that they've put out. This is really ergonomic, and I'll get to my thoughts to this in a little bit, but they've done a really nice job here. It feels really good in the hand. It's not your traditional grip, but I do like it. And then lastly, you've got a folding rear trunnion with the classic triangle stock. Again, I'm a really big fan of that, but we'll get to my thoughts here with this in a moment. But as the gun comes, I'm really impressed right off the bat. I'll give some footage of the internals and the rivets, as again, I know a lot of people have questions about that. But my initial, inspection of the gun, very well done. The rivets look, I mean, perfect. There's no issues. There's nothing concerning that I can see. And right out the bat, I think Riley Defense has done a good job as far as the aesthetics go and just the visual inspection of the gun go. As we get to shooting and increasing the round count through this gun, obviously time will tell if the gun is built well and will last that, the shooting test that we do. But yeah, it's looking really good. Now, I do want to give some initial thoughts on kind of the feel of the gun. The grip, although it is extremely ergonomic, my hands are fairly big, and so the grip almost feels a little bit small in my hand. Now again, the form of it and the shape of it is very ergonomic, but personally I prefer a little bit more beefy of a grip because again, I've got big hands, and so it just makes for holding the gun a little bit better. 2, the skeleton triangle stock here, I think aesthetically is really nice, but when it comes to bringing it to my chin, I can see where that's going to be a problem. And again, shooting will tell as to how that's going to do, but I can foresee that being a problem, as that's a pretty firm touch against my chin, and so we'll see how that goes. Lastly, the gas lever here, it's a little loose. It's nothing to be concerned about because it's still holding the gas tube in, but it is worth noting, it is a little loose, but again, I don't think there'll be any issue, and if there is, I'll let you guys know. But enough of me talking. The gun looks beautiful. Initial inspection of the gun, it looks good. The build quality looks fantastic. I mean, I cannot complain. Let's start shooting this gun. I've got a lot to do with this gun, and I'm really excited. And I'm really excited for you guys to come along with me and be able to watch this. And again, this is only part 1 of a 3-part series. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, also, one more thing before we get into shooting. I do want to note that this does come with forged internals, and that includes the bolt carrier, and the front trunnion. I know that's a huge concern for a lot of people. So yes, this does come with forged internals. There's nothing cast or anything like that. These are forged internals. So rest assured, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, let's get to shooting it. These are the very first 5 shots of the Riley Defense AK-103. I have not shot this gun before, so this is literally the first time. So here we go, 5 shots. Oh, she runs. All right, so you just saw the first 5 shots with the Riley Defense AK-103. Now that we've confirmed that the gun runs, what we're gonna do next is zero the gun. So I'm gonna take Rob Ski's message from AK Operators Union, He's got a quick 25-yard zero for the AK. I'm pretty much taking the same method, and that's how I'm gonna run it. And then we'll take it back to about 100 meters, 100 yards, throw it on the bag, and see if we can get some impacts. There we go. I've got my front iron sight adjustment tool, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna save y'all a lot of the hassle of just watching this, but I'm gonna get it dialed in and I'll show you when I get it. All right, so I got it zeroed at 25 yards using the battle setting, which is I believe a 300 yard and end zero. So now that I got that, I'm gonna confirm on still, and we're gonna take it back to 100 yards, lay it down on the bag, and then see if we can re-engage. All right, I'm just gonna hit the other still targets, and then we'll take it back. There we go. Let's go put it on the bag. All right, so we got the gun walked in at 25 yards. We brought it back to 100 yards, and we engaged still. We sent 5 rounds, and we got 5 impacts on still. There's a 12-inch still targets to give you some sort of reference, but we had no problems getting it zeroed in and getting impacts on still. We're gonna move on to the next test. All right, so for the next test, we're gonna test out 5 different magazines. We've got an assortment of magazines here. I do wanna note that the Riley Defense AK came with a Pro Mag as the default option. What I have in addition is a Bulgarian magazine, a US Palm mag, a Magpul magazine, and then if I remember correctly, this is a Romanian magazine. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure. If any of y'all know, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna test each of these. We're just gonna run 3 rounds each, make sure that they function. I know that a lot of people have questions about, you know, what magazines work with what guns. AKs can be a little finicky, so we're gonna put that to the test. Again, we've got an assortment of magazines. We've got 5 of them. We're gonna start with the unknown mag. Again, if you know what this is, let me know down in the comments. But first, it does lock in. It's actually in there quite nicely. We're gonna send the boat home and give it 3 rounds. But first, let me put my ears on. All right, here she goes. All right, that one worked. Next one we'll do is the Magpul mag. That locked in there quite nicely. If you hear that rattling, that's actually the gas tube, not the magazine. We'll send the bolt home. All right, that one worked. Next is the US Palm mag. That one's in there really nice. No movement at all. There you go. Here is the Bulgarian magazine, which, spoiler alert, I use this magazine to zero the gun. There we go. And lastly, the one it came with, the Pro Mag. There we go. So there we go. We got 5 different types of magazines. Those are pretty common magazines to find, except for the unknown one. I can't speak to that one. But those are pretty common magazines to be able to find. So if you pick this up, rest assured you'll have some magazine choices to work with, and you won't have to worry about fitment issues. All right, so for our next test, we're gonna get a little bit dirty. So we've got this beautiful Riley Defense AK-103, and we've got a hella dirty puddle, nasty mud. I mean, we've got it all. It's been sitting here for a while. We're not pulling any punches here. We're gonna toss it right in, let it get all nasty and dirty, pull it out, and to see if it fires. So without further ado, here we go. Got the rifle. It is loaded, but it does not have one in the chamber. I've got 3 rounds in because I want to immediately pull it out and fire it so that, again, we're not pulling any punches. So here we go. Got a nasty little puddle here. We've got the rifle, Here she is. Oh, nice. Nice, yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that'll do. I'm actually gonna lay it on its side. There we go. Jeez. All right, we're gonna let that sit there a little bit. Give it a couple minutes. I'm gonna put my gloves on and yeah. All right, so the rifle's right behind me in this giant puddle. I'm gonna go pull it out. I'm gonna rack it and I'm gonna send it. You're gonna watch it all. Again, we're not pulling any punches. This is something you expect your AK to do, so let's go do it. Yeah, she did it all right. Empty magazine. Yeah, she's good to go. She's dirty, but she's good to go. Let's go clean her off. All right, so it's cleanup time. You saw the video. We dunked it. We got it full of mud, dirt, grime, everything. It's grimy, nasty. We're gonna clean it up. The only proper way, in my opinion, is to just give it a hose down. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Not only that, we're gonna open it up, spray the inside real good. Put the dust cover back. There she is, good as new. All right, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is a couple of just close quarter drills. The point of this is just to gauge the usability and shootability of this rifle. Again, it's in the stock configuration. I don't have any optics or anything to assist me. This is purely just, you know, gun and me. But yeah, the first thing we're gonna do is just one shot center mass, and we're gonna do it with a timer. So with that said, let's get to it. And I'll be going from the low ready. All right, that's a 1.04. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is the same thing, but 2 shots to the chest. First thing I notice also is that I'm used to sitting up high with my optic, so I'm really having to tuck my head in. So that's gonna take some adjustment. But yeah, same thing, low ready, 2 shots to the chest. All right, so my camera died, so I switched over to my phone. Hopefully the quality is not too bad. But the next thing we're gonna do is 3 shots, reload, 3 shots, center mass target on timer. .638. All right, next thing we're gonna do is a build drill. If you're not familiar, that is 6 shots, center mass, as fast as you can. Usually it's done at about 7 yards. I think at about 10 or 15, but we're gonna send it anyway. 151. Not too bad. Obviously with iron sights, it's gonna be a little bit slower, but with a red dot, it should be way faster, but still not bad at all. So one thing I do want to point out is, if you'll notice, I'm having a hard time. I'm not gonna say a hard time. It's a little bit more difficult to shoulder the rifle because this is so smooth. Whereas traditionally, you know, using like a Magpul stock or something like that, you've got that rubber rear end that kind of grabs your shirt. So it is a little bit more challenging, but again, it's still not too bad, but it is worth noting. All right, so the next thing I want to look at is the ejection pattern coming out of the gun. This is generally used to see how the gun is gassed. And so, yeah, we're gonna send a couple rounds and look at where the ejection's going and, you know, take from that what you will. But here we go. I'm just gonna shoot about 3 to 5 rounds and see where it lands. So I shot 3 rounds just then. They all landed with about 3 feet of each other, and that was about 10 to 15 feet from me. It's shooting at about the 2:30 to 3 o'clock position, so it's not bad at all. It looks like to be gassed properly. So yeah, there you go. All right, everybody, that's gonna bring it to the conclusion of part 1 of the Riley Defense AK-103 series that we're doing. So we just put this rifle through a lot. It's been over the course of 2 days that I've been shooting this gun, putting a ton of rounds through it, throwing it in the mud, water, getting it as dirty as possible, and just trying to get this gun to fail. We've done a ton of shooting with it. We got it zeroed. We took it to 100 yards. We did some close range stuff. And again, we just did a lot of shooting to see if we can get this gun to fail. I can conclude and say, very happily say, that I did not have a single malfunction, a single failure to eject, failure to extract, anything like that with this gun so far. Again, we've shot this gun over the last 2 days. Me and my buddies just putting rounds through it and trying to get it to fail, and it did not fail, and I'm really happy to be able to tell you guys that. So a couple thoughts, just like I mentioned in the intro. So the grip, it is a little skinny and a little thinner than my liking. If I had to change anything, I would say that I'd like this a little bit beefier. Again, I've got big hands and it feels a little bit small in the hand. 2, like I mentioned, when I got to shooting this gun, the skeleton stock, as good as it looks, it started to beat up my my jaw pretty good. And after several hundred rounds through this gun, you start to notice it and start to get a little sore. Third thing with the stock is I had some troubles getting it shouldered, as again, this is smooth metal back here. So when I went to shoulder the gun and get low on it with the iron sights, I noticed that I had some issues with it moving back and forth. So again, if I had to change anything, I'd say maybe a texturized material back here or a rubber add-on, something that'll grasp your clothing a little bit better. I also mentioned in the beginning the gas tube wobbling a little bit. That did not become an issue at all. Again, it's still a little bit loose, but I didn't have it come undone or anything, so no concerns there. And all in all, the gun did great. I'm really happy with it. Even with that nasty dunk in the water in the mud and leaving it there, I didn't have any issues. You saw I took the water hose and I just sprayed it down really nicely. I did have a little bit of surface rust, but a little bit of oil to add on to it, and it went away no problem, so no concerns there. We're gonna keep running this gun, believe me. This is only part 1 of 3, and now that we've put this to the test with its base configuration, the next video is gonna be the addition of an optic, and I'm gonna use the side rail mount here. I'm also gonna add a flashlight with the barrel clamp, and then we'll also add a sling to that. So some very simple add-ons to increase that shootability and usability from the shooter's perspective, and we'll be able to gauge against those times we got from the carbine drills and everything, and shooting at 100 yards compared to that to the base setup versus an upgraded setup. But yeah, fantastic job. So far so good. I mean, the rifle's running great. It looks great. I mean, again, visually beautiful gun. I didn't have any issues. I was, like y'all saw, I tried out the 5 magazines, worked perfectly, no issues there. So the gun is set up for, just ready to go. So I'm really happy about that. Again, I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop. Follow me on social media. I'm posting videos and pictures of this all the time. So you'll be able to see any updates there that I do before the videos come out. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram at notbrandon1776. Also, if you want to pick this gun up or any of the guns that I create content on or any equipment that I use, check out my link tree down in the description. If you use my link tree, that benefits me directly and allows me to continue to push this type of content on. Like I said, the rifle was supplied to me. The ammo was not. That's all out of pocket. And as you know, that gets very expensive. So anything you can do to help me, I will make it worth your time by putting that back into you guys. Also, I made a Patreon, so if you want to give me your hard-earned money, I'll do that gladly. Too bad I don't have an OnlyFans. I'd imagine that'd be pretty successful. But until then, my Patreon will have to do. But yeah, at the end of the day, I want to give a big shout out to Riley Defense. Thanks for sending this out to me. We didn't pull any punches. We put this thing to the absolute test. So far, so good. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. Just keep watching my videos. Content is going to increase. I have just gotten over the hump of having the baby, so I'm back in full force here. Got competitions lined up. I've got the AK Masters coming in June. If you want to see this gun in action, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I'm here for you guys. I want to devote my time and effort to benefiting you guys and giving you the information you're looking for. At the end of the day, get out, train, have fun, be better. We'll see you guys next time.